Okay, so let's start our webinar. I will share my screen, and without further ado, let's begin. So today I want to present our extension for CiviCRM and CiviMobile component is the time tracker. We thought about I'm very sorry. We thought about creating project-related extension to help manage logged time in task, to help manage the workload of volunteers and engaged employees, and came up with this idea to have a time tracker extension and connect it to CiviMobile. So our webinar will consist of presentation. I will show extension on the backend and CiviMobile, and we will have a short Q&A session. We thought about creating this extension to help people engage login time for CiviMobile, but also to wider their functionality in CiviCRM. We're testing our server in our extension in Joomla, Drupal, and WordPress, and we're recommending to install additional plugins. For better user management, we advise to install members or user role editor for WordPress. They're very similar, but you can choose whatever you like. It helps to set up a restriction for each user role and help better management of user. Also, we advise to install CiviCalendar. It's also our extension, CiviMobile, Shortage for styling, Mosaico for emailing, SearchKit for search queries, Payment Processor for contributions, event payments, and membership payments, and for better execution of CiviCRM. So why Agility? We want to have our customer satisfaction in the higher level, and we are thinking about giving them the right functionality they want to see. And also we are thinking about adding it to CiviMobile, not only create some useful extensions, some useful functionality, but also give it possibility to use it in mobile phone. So that's our main goal. We are gathering requirements for the customer. We have surveys to see what function, what features our customers want to see, and try to give them to the best execution, and also connect it with our existing developments such as CiviCalendar and CiviMobile. So all our products should work properly with CiviMobile. That's our main goal. And let's discuss our time tracker. So I mentioned it covers the project functionality. So the main entity here is the project itself. It can be connected to campaign. Project consists of tasks. You can create task types, divide tasks for each type can be named as you wish, and you can have easy distinction between task between jobs you want to provide for your volunteers, for employees, for outside people. And we also thought about logged time. So we connect activity as a logged time entity, and this helps you to see the report of worked hours for each task and each project. So it's very useful when you have some budget and you can calculate what amount was spent on each task in future budget planning. So I think it can be very useful for volunteer projects when you can see how many people want to participate in what type of projects and what type of tasks, and engage local community for certain petitions or surveys. And so that's the, I'm sorry, that's the module as an extension we advise to install. And I will switch to web presentation. Just a moment. So here you see the time tracker tab. We added it to the list of default models. It consists of projects and manage task types. We will start with permissions. There are two permissions connected with this extension. So give me just a moment. For this webinar, I created tested role. So you can see time tracker administer time tracker and time tracker access time tracker. So access time tracker is the simple permission where you can grant access for user to see project, to assign himself, to log time, to be owner and manager of the project. I will talk about those roles later on my presentation. And administer is the full access for deleting projects, have extended functionality connected with task types. So for this webinar, I granted only access time tracker for the test role. So let's continue to our time tracker. Let's talk about task type. For each, you can create a task type for certain project. All task types will be shared between all projects. So you can have whatever number of task types you want, but they will be shared between all projects. So if you are thinking about creating special task types for special project, it's fine, but they will be listed for all projects. So here is an example. I created a task type assistant, event organizing, petition help, and public relationship. So it's very simple. We have title, we have description, and disabled functionality. Let's go to the projects. So creating projects, it's also very simple. You can have here title, description, you can connect campaign. It's very useful to track some work for campaign. And you can here add location, owners, and managers. So owners and managers, pretty simple role. but owners of projects can edit their project. They can delete other owners, delete managers, assign managers for projects. Manager can only see project, and both of those roles can log time for others, can assign unassigned performers, can add tasks for the project. So they are pretty similar, but they have a little bit of distinction because we thought about different levels of management. You can assign here, as you see, you can assign a lot of owners for one project and a lot of managers, but owner cannot delete herself from the project, can only delete other owners. So you should think about leaving at least one owner for the project, or have someone else delete you from this role. So it's kind of a restriction here. And also we can assign tasks for projects. We can have here title. We can here in drop down the task type, description, how many performers needed for this task. You can assign. We will talk about assign performer needed and available performers later when we will go to the performer tab. And also we have task public enabled, so you can have this task not public but enabled for each. Also here the start date, end date, and hours. A task can have a start date and be without end date. That means that something should be done starting from a particular date. Same situation when you have no start date but end date. So that means that task should be done and by chosen date. And same situation when you have start date, end date populated here. And hours, it's approximately your planned hours that should performers logged for this task. So let's speak about performers. So you can have available performers and assigned performers. And you can see available performers can be any number of people that you have in your contact list. And as you see, you can have, just a moment, a simple drag and drop functionality for assigning people to the task. So you can see we allowed one person to be assigned for the multiple tasks, as well as removing persons from task. It's also similar. So my point that you can have as many available performers as you need, and you can assign as many performers as you need here. It's very simple logic hiding in this tab. And also we can, as I am at an admin, working right now under admin, I can delete and I can edit this this project easily. So that's so let's talk about this project. I have a role that is owner in this project and manager. No, not manager here, and manager here. So I will log onto this user and show you the difference between owner and manager. Give me just a moment. So as you can see, I'm logged under other user. So I have, as I don't have access, administer time tracker, I have only access to projects under this role because I granted access, only access. So you can see, you remember in this project, my role is owner. So I have here the edit tab. And for this, for those, I don't have possibility to edit project. But I can see performers and I can log time because I have owner and manager role. So let's return to administer. Okay, and one more thing connected with CiviMobile. As all you know, CiviMobile has customized tabs. So if you think that you don't need right now your contacts see the time tracker tab, you should go at administer CiviMobile tabs and disable time tracker for CiviMobile users. They will not have this tab available for their CiviMobile, for their application. It's like a hint for you to consider if you don't want to expand your CiviMobile functionality for right now. So let me switch to CiviMobile to show you this functionality in CiviMobile, and then we will return to reporting. Okay, as you see, I'm also using Drupal here. I'm assigned as a Martha. So this is a test role user that I was showing you with the owner and manager role for the project. So you can see the tab is available for me. So I can hear projects. I see only 3 because, as you remember, in the web, we have one project disabled. This is one. I'm using it for reporting because it has past due date. So it's very simple. It has very simple view. You can see the name, location, and we have tasks. So I'm clicking here. I see that one role is not assigned and one is occupied. So as an owner, I can assign someone. I see 3 available performers here. So I can choose whenever I want. Same here, I can delete this person and assign another user for here. Same here. And also I can log time. I can choose marketing. I can see only one person available for this task because I have assigned. I can assign 1 hour and choose the status and save it. The same for the project where my contact is manager. Same functionality. It not has different functionality in CiviMobile between owner and manager, because we can't do any manipulation with project in CiviMobile. So same here. I see not assigned. And also we have here the dates and available and time that you put in duration in task. So I want to show you what user with access to time tracker can do when he or she is not owner or manager in the project, just a simple performer. I have here the Say Local Lake project. My role is not owner or manager. I can access the project if it's enabled, have see task, see available place, and assign myself as a performer. Also, I can log time. Can you see my name is already here as a performer. I can assign myself and log time, log spend time. So we don't have task type management in CiviMobile. We only have this project and tasks management, assigning performers, logging time for CiviMobile. And I want to show you how the functional, how the report of logged time will look like on the web. Give me just a moment. Okay, I have already created one. So I went to reports, contact reports, activity details. I had duration, senior name, activity status, and project and tasks. So as you can see, the event, the task name, the first winter meeting, I had several tasks, and I had people logged for 3 hours, for 2 hours, for 8 hours, an hour. So here the logged time shown in a minute, but it logged for hours, so it's changing its visibility. But you can see here all tasks, all time logged for my enabled project. So maybe someone has questions for this functionality I have shown by this time. I think we can go through permissions one more time, because I think it not really depends on what role you are on project owner or manager. Unless you have this access for CV time tracker with access, you will be able to see this stuff. But if you don't have, if someone will take away this permission from your role, it doesn't matter how you list it, manager or owner, you can't see projects and you can't see the time tracker. If someone will enable this tab for CiviMobile, doesn't matter what role on project you have, the CiviCRM permissions have higher priority, so you won't be able to see this tab on your CiviMobile. So and consequently, you can't see projects and can't use this functionality. So just be aware of these permissions. So, and I want to again remind you that the owner and manager can delete projects that the ability of person with administrator of CiviCRM. So whenever you have this administrator time tracker, you can delete project. Then in other case, you won't be able to do it. But create task types you can do under ways administer CiviCRM, administer time tracker permissions. That's something that we limited ordinary user with these permissions. Also, as you maybe could see, when I added participant from available to task, we don't have any counter of how many available place is left. This is something that we should work on, because I think this is not the obligatory to have only 8 exact performers. We can assign much more performers, and this is something that we thought of volunteers project, where you can have much of people and you only need like 3 full-time workers. So we didn't want to limit this number of performers you can assign for task, and maybe engage those people for similar tasks in future, just to have this list of people when they assign themselves for task and see. So it's limited in mobile because we have only 8 available places, but in web you actually can receive an error. But sorry. I'm very sorry. Can you see my screen? Give me just a moment. Okay, sorry, my My screen just froze for a moment. I'm very sorry about that. Okay, where were I? So you can see I'm trying to add 8 people, but I have warning about it. But my main message is you can have available performers still here in the web. They will be shown in the web, and you can have them listed for future projects. I'm very sorry. Okay, so I think I have shown all functionality that right now is available for download and for the install. I hope you will have, you will like it, you will enjoy using it, because we thought about adding useful functionality to CiviCRM. We thought about volunteers projects for and engaging local communities when we are talking about connecting people for some initiative that can gather not only persons from organization, but people from outside. So it can use in various events. For example, when some organization has limited number of employees, but can engage some volunteers, some be outstaffed, and can have to have a report on what time was spent with non-employees of this organization. When we are talking about some budgeting for future projects and seeing how many hours people spent on certain tasks, depending on what task type was created and was adding to certain task. So it can be used in various organizations. And I think that's it from my side. And if you have questions or something you want to add, you want to see in future release, we are open for suggestions. We are open for discussing opportunities and adding your suggestions to new releases. So thank you all for joining and have a great day.